breaking news from criminal court. The woman accused of helping a man after he set a house on fire, killing his 3 children, pleads guilty to crimes connected to her involvement. Shanika Phillips was charged with accessory after the fact to first-degree murder and aggravated arson. Her boyfriend, Joseph Washington, was recently convicted of first-degree murder for killing his 3 children in a house fire last October. Chris Welty is live at criminal court with details.
Kelsey, Shanika Phillips pleads guilty to 2 counts of accessory after the fact. This after initially pleading not guilty. Phillips' trial was set to begin this morning. Phillips and her alleged boyfriend, Joseph Washington, were charged in the gruesome murder of Washington's 3 kids. In April, Washington pleaded guilty to burning his ex-wife America Street home while his 3 kids, ages 3, 5, and 7, were still inside. The fire last October devastating the community. According to Orleans Parish District Attorney Jason Williams, Shanika Phillips was present at the scene of the crime while the home burned with Washington's 3 young children inside. Williams says she met Washington on the West Bank where his car was later found, drove into safety, and helped conceal his whereabouts. Today in court, a friend of the kid's mother reportedly attacked Phillips. Earlier this year in the same courtroom, Washington was attacked while he was handcuffed. Now we're working to get more details on the woman accused of attacking Phillips. The judge will sentence Phillips on August 15th. Reporting live at criminal court, Chris Welty, Fox 8 Local First.